What is BRICS and how is it a threat to America and the West? BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, 5 major emerging economies that have formed a political and economic alliance since 2009. The BRICS countries have a combined population of over 3 billion people, accounting for about 40% of the world's population, and a combined GDP of over $16 trillion, accounting for about 22% of the world's GDP. They also have significant natural resources, military capabilities, and diplomatic influence in their regions and beyond. The BRICS group was created as a response to the global financial crisis of 2008,
Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning,
which exposed the weaknesses and imbalances of the existing world order dominated by the US and its allies.
We're red everywhere.
The BRICS countries wanted to have a greater say in global governance, especially in the areas of finance, trade, security, and development. They also wanted to challenge the US-led policies that they perceived as unfair, unjust, and hegemonic.
Blacked out windows for a 10-hour ride each way to Kyiv to stand with the people of Ukraine.
Some of the main achievements and initiatives of the BRICS group. The creation of the New Development Bank RDND 2014, which aims to provide financing for infrastructure and sustainable development projects in the BRICS countries and other developing countries. The NDB has a capital of $100 billion and is headquartered in Shanghai, China. It is seen as an alternative to the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, which are dominated by the US. The establishment of the Contingent Reserve Arrangement CRA in 2015, which is a pool of foreign exchange reserves that can be used to provide liquidity and financial stability to the BRICS countries and other emerging economies in case of a crisis. The CRA has a total size of $100 billion and is managed by the NDB. It is seen as an alternative to the US dollar and the Western-led financial system. The launch of the BRICS Plus initiative in 2017, which aims to expand the BRICS cooperation to other developing countries and regions, such as Africa, Asia, and Latin America. The BRICS Plus initiative has invited 23 countries to join the BRICS dialogue and partnership, including Iran, Cuba, and Venezuela, which are considered as adversaries by the US and the West. The promotion of the BRICS vision of a multipolar world order which respects the sovereignty, diversity, and equality of all nations and opposes the interference, intervention, and unilateralism of the US and the West. The BRICS countries have coordinated their positions and actions on various global issues, such as the Ukraine crisis, the Syrian conflict, the Iranian nuclear deal, the Palestinian question, and the reform of the United Nations. The BRICS group poses a threat to America and the West in several ways. It challenges the US leadership and influence in the world economy by creating new institutions and mechanisms that bypass the Western-dominated ones, and by seeking to reduce the reliance on the US dollar and the Western financial system. It challenges the US interests and values in the world politics by opposing the US-led sanctions, interventions, and regime changes, and by supporting the US rivals and enemies, such as Russia, China, Iran, Cuba, and Venezuela. It challenges the US competitiveness and innovation in the world market by increasing the trade and investment among the BRICS countries and other developing countries, and by enhancing the scientific and technological cooperation and development in the BRICS countries. The BRICS group is not a monolithic or homogeneous bloc, however. It faces many challenges and limitations, such as the dominance of China in the group, which makes the other members wary of its intentions and influence and creates asymmetries and imbalances in the cooperation and benefits. The lack of mutual economic interests and complementarities among the members, which limits the potential and scope of the trade and investment relations and leads to competition and conflicts in some sectors and markets. The lack of political and ideological cohesion and trust among the members, which hampers the coordination and consensus on some sensitive and strategic issues and exposes the divergences and disagreements among the members. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to comment below with your thoughts and questions. See you next time.